Handheld gaming changed my life. And I don't mean that in some dramatic clickbait way. I mean, it literally reshaped how I play, how I think about games, and even how I approach my gaming channel. For years, I was chained to my desk, to my big gaming PC, feeling like every single time I turned it on, I needed to be filming, editing, or making content. But the second I picked up a Steam Deck, and later the ASUS ROG Ally X, something clicked. Suddenly, gaming became fun again. It became free again. And today, I want to share why these handhelds completely changed my gaming life. Let's rewind a little. Like a lot of you, I've always been a PC gamer at heart. The setup, the monitors, the RGB keyboard, all of it. But with that came this weird pressure. See, I run a gaming channel. My niche is very specific. And any time I sat down at my PC, this little voice in the back of my head would say, if you're gaming, you should be recording. You should be making content. You should be doing something productive. And that sucked. Because it meant that my backlog, this massive list of games I wanted to play for myself, just kept getting longer and longer. Amazing story-driven games, indie gems, even classics I wanted to revisit. They were piling up. But I never touched them. Why? Because my PC became tied to work. And once that happened, it's almost impossible to sit down and just play. You feel guilty, you feel behind, and eventually you just stop trying. Then came the handhelds. I grabbed the Steam Deck and it was like this huge weight lifted. Suddenly, I wasn't chained to my desk anymore. I could lay on the couch, kick back in bed, or even take it with me on a trip. And for the first time in years, I could just pick up a game and play. No OBS running in the background, no worrying about mic quality, no pressure to turn it into content. It just reminded me of being a kid again, with my Game Boy or PSP. Back then, games were just games, not projects, not work, not obligation, and that freedom was something I didn't even realise I was missing until I held it in my hands again. Now, let's talk specifics. The Steam Deck, for me, is the ultimate ease of use handheld. It's tied directly to Steam, and that means I immediately accessed 100 of games in my library. No fiddling with settings, no complicated installs, it just worked. And the optimization on this thing, shockingly good. There's even workarounds to get your Windows games to play through Proton GE. But what really blew me away was emulation. Suddenly I could revisit older games I grew up with. Stuff that I thought I'd never realistically go back to and play. Right in the palm of my hands. It became this little time machine, letting me rediscover my gaming roots. And because it's so well optimized, I didn't have to babysit it. I could just launch something and play. It reminded me that not every gaming session has to be a 6-hour marathon at a desk with every setting maxed out. Sometimes gaming could just be simple. On the other hand, the ASUS Ally X gave me something completely different. Where the Steam Deck was plug and play and perfectly tied to Steam, the Ally X is an open playground. Windows based, full of access to every single launcher, every storefront, every subscription service. That meant Xbox Game Pass, and let me tell you, that changed everything. Game Pass, on the other hand, is incredible. I was playing huge AAA titles on the couch without having to think twice about setup. Combine that with the fact I could install Epic, GOG, Battle.net, whatever I wanted, and suddenly there was no restrictions. For someone like me, with that endless backlog, the Ally X became my all-in-one machine. If there was a game I'd been putting off, I could finally play it. And because it was separate from my PC, it didn't feel like work. It was freedom. It was fun. And that's the key word here. Freedom. Handhelds broke that mental barrier for me. They separated my job from my hobby. My PC is where I work. My handhelds are where I play. That line is clear now. And because of that, I've actually been gaming more than I have in years. I've been finishing games again. I've been discovering new genres. I've even found myself more inspired when I do go back to my PC to create content because I'm not burnt out. I'm not drained. I'm excited. Handhelds, in a way, saved my love of gaming. They took me out of that content creator mindset, long enough to remember why I fell in love with games in the first place. So yeah, handheld gaming changed my life. The Steam Deck gave me the simplicity, emulation, and that feeling of childhood gaming all over again. The Ally gave me the raw power, Game Pass access, and unrestricted library. Together, they not only helped me crush my backlog, but they've reignited that spark I thought I'd lost. If you're someone like me, someone who maybe lost that magic of gaming because of work, content creation, or just life in general, I can't recommend handheld gaming enough. It might not sound like much, but picking up a device that lets you play anywhere, anytime, can completely shift how you see games. And for me, it brought me back. Thanks for watching, and you've had a similar experience, whether with the Deck or the Ally, or another handheld. I'd love to hear your story in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more content like this, and I'll see everyone in the next one.